My name is Jeff Waite, and I'm the Customer Relationship Manager here at Tribute. Please keep my contact information for any follow-up questions or proposals you might be interested in. I also included on my last slide. My presentation today will cover the following areas. Why should you improve your warehouse processes? How can TrulinX Air assist with these improvements? How to get started using TrulinX Air? A quick demonstration of some of the workflows, and then some time for questions. So first, let's talk about a warehouse without a warehouse management system in place. How often are you shipping incorrect orders or parts to your customers? Are you tracking these stats? If not, you might have unhappy customers and don't even know it. Are you cycle counting or still doing year-end physical inventory count? This costs time and money, and most distributors need to shut down the entire operation while everything is counted. Let's be honest, since large retailers have raised the bar on customer expectations and near perfect order accuracy, this only changes the mindset of any buyer, regardless of whether you're buying a lamp for their home or purchasing parts for their hydraulic pumps at work. Using TrulinX Air can help cut down on human error in your warehouse. By scanning a bin and then an item, your chance of grabbing the incorrect part is greatly reduced. There's plenty of stats to back up barcoding, as we all know. Get rid of all that paper in your warehouse. Using TrulinX Air reduces count sheets and a lot of other current printed functions. Cycle count using TrulinX Air. This brings your inventory accuracy up so that your CSRs are more confident in what is out in your warehouse. Do not make your employees constantly run back and forth so they can put their hands on it, so to speak. I've been there, and it is frustrating as well as a waste of time. Create transparency between your warehouse and front office in real time. Email notifications to proper admins when an item is moved to a different bin or a return needs processed. Stop losing inventory. It costs the distributor much more than replacement costs when an item goes missing. So here's a not so fun fact provided by an inventory expert. His name is John Schreibfeder, and he's with the company called Effective Inventory Management. He says that the true cost to recoup the loss of missing material can be figured by the following equation. The value of lost material divided by your average gross margin percentage equals the needed additional sales to recoup the loss. So in his example, if you lose $1,000 worth of material and your company's average gross margin percentage is 25%, you will need $4,000 in additional sales to recoup that loss. So here's some of the functions that TrulinX currently handles. Bin move. You can quickly and easily move inventory between bins in real time at the shelf. Inventory count or cycle counting. TrulinX Air effectively replaces the physical inventory entry process. Put away, receive items and verify parts are put into correct bins. You can even override bins on the fly, and the appropriate personnel will receive an email notification of this change. Order pull enables users to pull stock for multiple pick tickets or orders at the same time. You can have multiple people pulling for the same orders at the same time. So here's some things you'll need to get started using TrulinX Air. First, you'll need the Honeywell CT60 scanner. This runs a customized version of the Android operating system. This is a powerful scanner with a robust form factor that will be connected to your wireless network and your TrulinX database. There are a lot of accessories also that you can choose from to go along with it. I can send you a catalog if you request one. We also have a document, a setup document for the scanner, which contains the instructions to get the scanner up and running. With a few QR codes on the document, you just scan one by one to open the program. Please also note there are a lot of different models within the CT60 Honeywell family, so make sure you reach out to me first if you're looking to source these yourself. All right, barcodes. If you don't have your items and bins barcoded already, we recommend using QR codes. Even if they get dirty or worn down over time, the QR code format scans much more reliably than a traditional linear barcode. The labeling software that TrulinX integrates with is called Bartender. I would say even if you don't utilize TrulinX Air down the road, which I hope you do, I would highly recommend this powerful label design software for other uses throughout your business. TrulinX Air also supports reading external item barcodes from vendors by mapping from vendor items and vendor catalog IDs directly to the TrulinX part number. This can come in handy when a vendor supplies a barcoded packing list with your shipment, or if the item itself is already barcoded by the vendor. Set up your bins. If you do not have bins set up currently, you can either set up each bin individually, or TrulinX actually has a program called bin generation process, which allows you to set parameters and create a large group of bins at the same time. This is a great feature for any company that's opening a new location or a new warehouse. Last, you need the module. Call me or email me. You'll have my contact information at the end. I can get you a quote put together. I also have tons of current customer referrals if you'd like to speak to an actual user. So what if your warehouse is not organized at all? You don't know where to get started. We recommend this guy. His name is John Schreibfeder, and he is an expert in inventory management. His company is called Effective Inventory Management, and he's been helping distributors for decades. He has also written books on it. At the very least, I would recommend make sure you sign up on his website and receive his free posts. They come out, I think, bi-weekly, and they're very helpful. So let's talk about two bin properties that you can utilize in conjunction with TrulinX Air. They're called bin zones and bin sequences. These two features are all about ramping up efficiency in your warehouse. To help understand these features, let's take a look at my diagram of my warehouse. It's pretty generic, I know, but it's my warehouse. You can see by my diagram that I have created zones in my warehouse. By doing this, it allows your warehouse employees to filter down to a specific area of your warehouse. This enables multiple people to pick or put away the same orders at the same time. One person can be pulling fittings while another person is pulling hose for the same order at the same time. This helps to keep your employees from bumping into each other, as well as speeding up the order pull and put away processes. This also assists with cycle counting if you have multiple people counting at the same time. I named my different zones, fittings, hose. You can name whatever convention you want to use. It could be zone 1, 2, and 3. The next feature is called bin sequences. This is a way to order your bins so that items come up to be pulled, put away, and counted in the most efficient manner. The idea is to number your bins with bin sequences so that when you're pulling or putting away an order, you can snake your way up and down each aisle, picking from both sides of the aisle. This feature alleviates backtracking and overall fewer steps per order pull or put away. Next is staging areas. Staging areas are a place for orders to be consolidated when multiple people are working on a single order. For instance, when two people are pulling for an order and one person finishes first, they should not have to wait around for the second person to finish. Instead, they can stage their picked inventory with the staging ID. Some customers like to use a cart, a pole, or a cone, or whatever. They place QR codes on these markers to designate them as a staging area so that employees can just scan the staging ID. All right, so let's hop in. These are the screenshots. This is me facing, or whoever facing the scanner. This is the main menu of the TrulinX Air screen on the scanner. You can see that I'm logged in at location 02 and my user ID is JWW. This is important for keeping track of who is doing what and when in your warehouse, and also for collecting data, which I will show you in a later slide. The hamburger, or the 3 lines at the top left, the screen allows for a pullout of even more quick feature tools. So you can see from this pullout screen that there are 2 more features called item bin search and bin item search. These are handy quick action tools for an employee to have at their fingertips. Item bin search and bin item search can quickly tell you what bins are associated with an item or what items are associated with a bin. This can be accomplished without disrupting any other workflows. Just scan either an item or a bin and you get a snapshot of what is associated with either one. So first process we can cover is bin move. This allows a warehouse employee to move product from one bin to another in real time. Say, for example, you aren't able to fit any more parts in a certain bin. With bin move, you can move the parts to an overstock bin in real time. No more jotting down notes on on paper, walking over to a manager, and then hoping the change is made sometime that day or even week if it doesn't get lost. So once you're in the bin move screen, you can see that the first 4 fields are red. These are the required fields to complete a successful bin move. The buttons below those required fields are delete old bin. This is if you were emptying out an old bin of a particular item. This allows you to delete the reference of that item to that bin. It does not delete the old bin out of the system. The permanent, for sale, put away, and picking priority buttons are all for when you are creating a brand new item bin reference. For example, if this is the first time you are associating a brand new item to a bin, you will be required to fill out this information. So you can see from my screen that I've already scanned my item, then the old bin, the quantity I wanted to move, and the new bin. I'm moving my coil hose from the old bin of H2A1 to the new bin named stock. Once you click the post button, you will get a pop-up screen telling you it was either successful or if something was invalid. So all our required information was valid. I get a pop-up that move was successful. So what are the benefits of using the bin move feature? One, it allows users to organize inventory without leaving the shelf, updates the bin data immediately once you hit post, and 2, it provides validation to ensure changes are legitimate. Next, let's get into the inventory count screen. It's good practice to have your warehouse manager select and freeze a section of inventory at the end of each day so that when your employees arrive in the morning, they can begin counting first thing. I've selected a few items just so we get an idea, you guys get an idea of what it looks like in TrulinX so that I can go through and count those. Oh, one important thing to note is if you're using TrulinX Air, you no longer need to print out the count sheets. All your counts are handled within TrulinX Air in real time. This alleviates the paper and the handwritten notes. So when you're in the inventory count entry screen, you'll see an upside down pyramid in the top right corner. This screen allows you to filter down to a certain area or zone that you want to count in the warehouse. This is helpful if you have multiple people counting at the same time. Again, zones aren't mandatory, but it's a nice feature with TrulinX Air. Here's what the inventory count entry filter screen looks like. You can select a count from a certain range based on either bin to bin or from item to item. You can also select a zone if you have the zone set up. So once I'm in the inventory count entry screen, I can begin counting. I first scan the bin, then my item, then enter my count. One other thing to note, within Location Master Maintenance in TrulinX, you have the ability to turn on or off the display of on-hand quantity. This allows for what we call blind counting. That way each person counting does not change their count based upon what TrulinX says should be there. Okay, now that I have my first item counted, I then can hit post. If I have more to count, it will take me to the next item that needs to be counted. You can see once I hit post, my information was populated in the bottom of the screen, which tracks who counted, the last count quantity, and the time and date. Once I've completed all my counts, I get a message that lets me know that I'm finished counting and I can now begin my day. So what are the benefits of using TrulinX Air's inventory count feature? Accuracy. You're making sure that your employees are counting the correct item by first scanning the bin and then scanning the item. We all know that some items look similar, and that can cause someone to easily pick the incorrect part. With TrulinX Air, you are avoiding these scenarios by leveraging the technology of barcoding. No more writing notes on a count sheet and having to decipher someone's handwriting. Counts are completed in real time, and you no longer need to print count sheets. You can also utilize bin sequences so that you're counting in the most efficient manner as possible. You can scan barcodes of item numbers, vendor item numbers, and vendor catalog cross-reference numbers. All right, so we'll hop out to the main menu, talk about the put away workflow. After the PO is received and the item put away report is printed, the user can switch over to TrulinX Air and put the PO away. This workflow will allow the user to get the inventory to the shelf accurately and efficiently. Features like OSD notifications, short for overage, shortage, or damaged, streamline the process even more. This might seem a little different from your current put away process, but this functionality alerts your purchasing personnel in real time when a vendor has shipped an incorrect or damaged quantity. So here's a sample of my put away report. You can see that my put away ID is barcoded as well as my line items. Please note my bin zones are a reference on this report as well. Again, in the put away workflow, you can filter down to a specific zone in your warehouse if you have them set up in TrulinX. By filtering down to a specific zone in the put away workflow, multiple people can put away the same orders at the same time. This is a great way to divide and conquer. All right, so once in the main screen of put away, you can see that I've scanned my put away ID and has returned 2 purchase orders. I can select multiple or individual purchase orders to put away. I'm going to go ahead and continue with putting away both of these purchase orders. Click the start button and I begin the process. Okay, so here I am in my first item to put away. I first scan the bin, then the item, the PO, and enter my quantity. If everything was valid, I can then click post and it will tell me if it was successful. For my next line, I'm putting away a coil hose. Looks like my vendor shorted me 10 feet on my order. So I enter what I received, and when I click post, you will see a pop-up message. This pop-up notification gives me 2 options. The partial option is if you want to put away 10 to this bin and the remainder somewhere else. For my example, I'm selecting the overage shortage option since my vendor only shipped me 10 feet. Once you select the overage shortage option, this generates an email notification to a predefined list of users. Personnel can then create an inventory adjustment in TrulinX for the discrepancy of the shortage. For this scenario, I opened the box and all items were damaged. Instead of selecting my target bin for this line, I can select a return bin. When I select the return bin, this triggers the following screen. This is the put away vendor return entry screen. You can add comments to this screen and the reason code field is mandatory. Once you hit post, another email notification with all the pertinent information is sent to your predefined list of users. That person can then act as needed and they will vendor return maintenance and then process that vendor return. This is all completed in real time too. So once I've completed putting away all my items, I get a pop-up telling me that it's complete. I can either select a new put away ID or return to the main menu. So using TrulinX Air for the put away workflow enables your warehouse and front office to be better in tune with what is going on in real time. You can put items away faster and with much better accuracy as well. All right, let's talk about the order pull workflow. In the past, without TrulinX Air, the picking process went from running pick ticket print to shipping that pick ticket and shipment confirmation process. Similarly, a user in counter order maintenance would print a counter order pick ticket, pick the parts, and return to their PC to enter the pick quantities by hand before checking out the counter order. In both workflows, there was a large gap that required extra paperwork and manual entry. That all changes with TrulinX Air order pulls. An order pull can contain either pick tickets or counter orders that a warehouse worker can pick for all at once. The feature will guide the user from bin to bin so that one or more orders can be filled in a single pass through the warehouse. As the user picks the inventory for each order pull line, they will be recording the pick quantity. This means that when the user over or under picks for whatever reason, it will be recorded in real time. Once the order pull is completed, the pick tickets on that order pull can go through shipment confirmation process. On the counter orders can then be checked out. The key result is that the pick quantities entered in TrulinX Air will automatically feed back into the pick quantity column in either shipment confirmation process or counter order maintenance. TrulinX Air allows for the user to filter down to a certain bin zone in your warehouse while in order pull entry, which helps users avoid stepping on each other's toes when picking for the same order pull. This is also where staging IDs come into play. For today's demo, we will be processing a single pick ticket order pull in TrulinX Air. So this takes us to the order pull maintenance. At the top of the page, we see that there are a few empty fields. These fields describe the current order pull and are therefore empty when we're in the process of creating a new order pull. We'll begin creating our order pull by looking up our first pick ticket. You can either scan the pick ticket or use the binoculars to look it up. I've selected my pick ticket number 29212 so that I can begin pulling for this order. You'll see that as open tickets are scanned or selected using the binoculars, they're added to the list. Additionally, along with pick ticket number is a delete button so that the user can remove any pick tickets from the list as needed. For this order pull, we are only going to select this individual pick ticket. At this point, we will press the start button to begin picking. The next page is order pull entry, and this is where the app directs us to our first bin and item. You'll see that our required fields are in red. The system will not allow you to move forward if the user does not scan the correct bin and item. Aside from the standard post and clear buttons at the bottom are also a previous and next button to help you freely move through the order pull data. These navigation buttons traverse the entire order pull within the selected bin zones for both picked and unpicked lines. Revisiting a pick line allows the user to double check an entry and update it if need be. Next is the stage button. Pressing this button allows the user to assign or join the order pull to a staging ID. This is particularly useful if the picker is interrupted, but some inventory has already been picked. Once a picker becomes available, they can complete the rest of the order pull and join all the inventory together via the assigned staging ID. Lastly is the put away button. This button is enabled when the item is pending put away, meaning it's been received, but it hasn't been put away to the shelf yet. More than likely, it's on its way to the shelf on the put away cart. Pressing the button performs what we call an expedited put away, so that the item is put away and picked in one streamlined action without ever having to physically hit the shelf. So we've successfully scanned our bin and item. We hit post. This creates an order pull detail record in real time, which takes us to our next item to pull. Again, everything is valid for this one, and we continue to our next item. We can see that our next item only had 3 in the bin, but the pick ticket calls for 6. As a result, we override the pick quantity to reflect what was actually picked. Now let's click post. Anytime that a short pick occurs, the user must confirm the discrepancy. Once confirmed, the email notification can be sent to the predefined list of users so that they can correct the quantity on hand for that item in that bin. You'll see that there is an additional option to perform an expedited put away. Selecting this option is the same as pressing the button we previously discussed. This option is only shown when the item in question is pending put away. So for this purpose of this demo, we'll simply confirm the short pick. Once my order pull is completed, I receive the following message. There are 3 options at this point. First is to return to the main menu and select a new order pull. The review button allows me to go back and double check my work and make updates if need be. And the third option is the stage button, which I will demonstrate on our next order pull. All right, I returned to order pull maintenance screen to begin a new order pull. I selected pick ticket 29213 to start. Once I have my pick ticket selected, you'll see a filter icon in the top right corner of the screen next to the home button. Pressing this launches the bin zone selection pop-up. Again, we remember seeing this from earlier. Once in the bin zone selection pop-up, we can make our selection. I'm going to select my fitting zone for the first pass of this order pull. Back on order pull entry, the filter icon has changed color from blue to white to indicate a bin zone filter is active. From there, we can press start and begin picking the order pull in the fittings bin zone. Order pull entry behaves the same way as before until the bin zone is fully picked. Once the order pull is finished in the selected bin zone, the system prompts the user to let them know and give them options on how to proceed. In this scenario, it is recommended that the user stages the partially completed order pull by selecting the stage option in order to assign a staging ID. That takes us to the order pull staging page. Here we can scan the staging ID and assign the order pull to it. Whenever the order pull is staged at a later time, the same assigned staging ID will have to be scanned again so that the system knows all the items picked for this order pull are in one place. Once the order pull has been assigned to a staging ID, the user is prompted to either return to order pull maintenance or to the main menu. We're headed back to order pull maintenance to complete our order pull in the hose bin zone. While in order pull maintenance, we'll use that same pop-up, but this time we select the hose bin zone for the second pass. Once we finish picking the remaining inventory for this order pull, the system is aware that its inventory has already been staged and at what staging ID. As a result, the order pull staging page now has the additional information of the assigned staging ID so that the user knows which one to join. Once they scan or enter the correct staging ID, that tells the system that the order pull is finished and located all in one place. Now that we completed the entire order pull, we can go back to the main menu and get ready for our next task. At this point, the order pulls pick tickets can be shipped out in shipment confirmation process, or the counter order can be checked out back in counter order maintenance. So this is the order pull activity log inquiry screen. This is a nice all-in-one dashboard which tracks every action taken in the order pull workflow. The screen allows the user to view and analyze the log data in a flexible yet powerful way. Filtering options include user ID, location, counter order, pick ticket, item, and date. The grid columns can be reorganized, grouped, and filtered as a standard in all DevX grids throughout TrulinX. So, inventory is often an industrial distributor's largest asset, but for some reason it usually gets the least amount of attention. By adding the TrulinX Air module, you are creating an overall more efficient and accurate warehouse. You are gaining insight and collecting important data in real time so that you can make better decisions quickly. This module is affordable for all customers, and it's definitely a game changer. I hope you enjoyed my presentation today, and thank you again for attending. We can now open it up for questions. Again, I'll leave my contact information up if anyone wants to reach out.
Great job, Jeff.
Thank you, Ben. Is everyone unmuted or muted?
Looks like we have a question coming in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jack Dalzotto, that definitely starts with 4 distinct databases, one for each company. And from there, yeah, TrulinX Air will just flow through naturally. So there will be some connection switching to let the device know which company you're trying to function within. But from there, everything will go through as we expect.
Said cool, thanks.
Does anybody else have some questions? All right, so the question in the chat is, with our business model, could you use this module to create orders for counter sales, or does it require generated orders for the scanner to work? Yes, so right now the scanner is purely downstream from order creation, so you'll definitely still be going to the TrulinX desktop application to create your quote, convert that to a sales order, or go into our counter order module. But once you've done either of those, TrulinX Air will pick up the work from there, and it'll all flow through seamlessly. Thanks for the question, Bill.
Thanks, Ben.
No problem.
I think they're still waking up.
Yeah, I'm sorry I bored everyone to death.
No, it was a great presentation.
Thank you.
I'm biased, but you know.
Very good.
Anyone seeing TrulinX Air, I guess, for the first time? I hope they're all talking and just muted. First time seeing it. Great.
I'm assuming a lot of people got into the meeting without a microphone ready, so but that's okay. Feel
Yeah.
free to use the chat or reach out via email after the fact, and
Yeah.
we can have follow-up meetings as needed. Not a problem.
And guess we'll cut it short, I guess. But yeah, and any questions, you have my contact information. Call, email, whatever. I will definitely get back to you. And Make sure, if you can, next Thursday, again, like I mentioned at the beginning, Ben's doing the production management capacity planning webinar next Thursday, same time. Very powerful module. Um, anyone building anything or doing any jobs out there, work orders, assemblies, you definitely want to see this.
Yeah, some bonus TrulinX Air content there too. So this package integrates nicely with our production management module as well.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think we're good unless anyone has anything else, but thank you all again, a ton for joining. And any questions, reach out, please.